We have Mayor Daniel Lurie here to talk about one topic. Today, just one topic is zoning. Let's start with the new name, family zoning. You changed that name, right?
Yeah, we all know that San Francisco is deeply unaffordable. It is so incredibly expensive. When I was running for office, this zoning proposal has actually been talked about for the last 3 years. And I want families to be able to stay in San Francisco long term.
We have 400,000 units in San Francisco, 406,000 according to census and back in 2020. So 36,000 more units?
Yeah.
From now to 2031.
Yeah, listen, so we're talking about 36,000 units, but we're also talking about creating certainty for the next 30, 40 years.
Exactly.
This is not about what happens over the next 2 or 3 years. This is about, because we're not going to build everything over the next few years. This is something, though, that allows families to know what is possible with their lot. It allows, if you own this and this building that we're sitting at and say, okay, now I can think about building that 4-story or that 6-story apartment building along 19th Avenue. It gives people that certainty, that ability to think and plan. Whereas right now it's too much to consider. That's why we haven't built any we do not build any housing in San Francisco right now. Rents have gone up this summer 11% over the last 3 months, more than any other metro area in the country. We're on the cusp of taking off again here in San Francisco. The good times and the good vibes are back in San Francisco. People are feeling good. I saw a poll yesterday that said 63% of people in San Francisco feel that we are heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
A year ago, it was, I think, 30%. Let's be very clear. This is the state dictating to counties. And if we don't comply, they will come in and they will not care about neighborhood character. There's something called the builder's remedy, where they come in and there can be towers everywhere. There can be towers in residential neighborhoods, which under our proposal and our plan is not allowed. 77% of the zoning map that we have proposed, you cannot go up. You cannot go higher than 4 stories that is currently zoned. So we really want to make sure that neighborhoods retain their character. And so that's really important for people to understand. There's a lot of misinformation out there that says there'll be towers out by the beach. It's not true. There will be more density and height along commercial corridors, but not in residential neighborhoods.
So don't need the voters' approval or anything. It's
No, so it's a good question. So this has been going on. People, there's some people I've talked to that say, oh, we're just hearing about this. This came up during the mayor's race. This came up in 2023 and 2022. And I think these plans have been iterated upon. And I think where we have come down is a very thoughtful, measured approach that allows us in San Francisco to maintain control, to do it thoughtfully, to do it the right way.
There is this SB79. Tell me more about that. That's a state from
so
Scott Wiener.
We've been in negotiations with State Senator Scott Wiener and the state senate on this. That increases density around transit and commercial corridors. We negotiated with the state senator and we said, if we pass this family zoning, that will not apply to us. So we maintain our autonomy. There are benefits to us building more housing in San Francisco.
Yes.
It means small businesses will have more customers. It means we will have more people, along commercial corridors and density so that we can get people to and from work more quickly. Some people say, well, more housing doesn't mean it'll be more affordable. It is unaffordable now.
Yes.
More housing can only help and increase the affordability for our city.
Okay.
15 to 20% of all units that are going to be built have to be affordable under this family zoning plan. So that is going to help us keep our families here, keep young people here, allow our seniors to stay in San Francisco as long as possible.
The last time we had this big zoning change was 50 years ago.
1970s. And guess what they did then? They downzoned. They made it harder to build. So we have gone over 50 years.
We have some minor changes throughout this 50 years, but this is the biggest zoning change. What was the process? Right?
The process is, so it's a really good question. It went through the planning commission, that it passed the planning commission, and now it will go to the land use committee at the Board of Supervisors. We are in conversation with Supervisor Myrna Melgar, Supervisor Cheyenne Chen, Supervisor Connie Chan, and all of the other supervisors. I'm going around talking, and we're talking about how do we make this plan even better? How do we make sure that we protect our small businesses? How do we make sure that we protect the character of our neighborhoods? Yeah. So, and we've signed on to some amendments. I think some of the supervisors have some very good additions. And so we're taking those into account. So it'll go before land use at the supervisors in the middle of October or sometime around then. And then this would likely go to a vote at the Board of Supervisors sometime in November.
Tell me a little bit more about this planning. If I'm going to compare with this one to the previous one, is there any big difference, big changes?
Yeah, I think the big thing is we're in 77% of the map. We are not going up. There's an empty lot along 19th Street, a corridor. You can go up to, I believe, 8 stories on this map, but it's up to the owner to decide. And what we've learned is about 4 stories is probably where it's going to be the most affordable. But we have these empty lots. What this family zoning plan allows us is certainty. It gives owners certainty on what's allowed and what's not allowed, what can get permitted more easily. And these corner lots we need to develop, whether it's a gas station, whether abandoned lot.
19th Avenue. Yeah. They just built a EV down the block instead of 3-4 story buildings.
And I think we all want to see more neighbors. We want to, especially along commercial corridors like 19th Ave. So yes, the parking lot right here behind your station is a perfect example of something that is, being used. Maybe your lot's half full half the time. I just drove in and there's plenty of parking spots and it's, mid-morning. And so this is much better used for housing than it is a half-empty parking lot.
So what you mean is it's not like we want to demolish one of the current single home and then rebuild. It's more like you want to use all this empty area.
This plan allows us to build in empty lots along commercial corridors. This notion about demolishing, we're averaging 1 building being demolished a year in San Francisco right now. It just doesn't happen very often at all. And it won't happen often in the future under the family zoning plan. What will happen is more lots get built up that are sitting empty. If you're a single family owner and you want to turn your single family home into 2 units and you want your kids you could divide, you could have a duplex, you could have a triplex. Once again, you can't go up though. You can't go higher, but you can turn your single family home into 2 units and allow maybe your kids to raise their family in the same building, but next door.
When we talk about new building planning process, I would say very hard. It's harder than
other cities.
Other city, way harder.
I couldn't agree more that we have been an enemy to small businesses and to people that want to fix up their backyard or put a new porch in or put new front stairs in. We have embarked on something called Permit SF, where we are stripping away decades of red tape and bureaucracy. We're making it easier for a small business to, or a restaurant to put chairs and tables out on the sidewalk. You no longer have to get a permit for that or pay $2,500 a year to put tables and chairs outside your window. You can now paint a sign on your window without getting a permit. We're getting rid of the nonsense and we're focusing on common sense. You can park in your driveway now here in San Francisco. So we agree that we have made it too difficult, and my administration is focused on making it easier for our small businesses, making it easier for you to remodel your kitchen or a bathroom, to get housing built. On the campaign trail last year, we talked all the time. It takes 7 years and over $1 million to build one unit of housing. That's partly because of cost of business, but it's also because of how long it takes to go through the process. So we're really shortening that time, and we will continue to do so.
We all know that San Francisco is very unique, a very beautiful city. And every time there's something to change, and then people will come out and not happy about it, right?
That's why we have been now working since I came into office, working with neighborhood groups, working with small business organizations, the restaurants, saying, okay, what are you concerned about with this plan? They're concerned about small businesses and whether or not this, there's going to be protections for them. There will be. Whether or not heights are going to go up in residential neighborhoods, they will not. For our small businesses to thrive, they need more customers. I've walked, I was just on Noriega. I was walking out in the Richmond district earlier this week. There are a lot of boarded up small businesses. We need more foot traffic on our commercial corridors. So it's really important for people to know that. I love this city with all my heart. I understand when people get scared of change, but we have an affordability crisis. I want to create more affordability for our city and for our residents, and I believe this plan will help us do that. My focus continues to be public safety. It continues to be addressing the crisis on our streets of homelessness and drug addiction. We're standing up more beds to get people off the street and into treatment. We are doing everything in our power to increase the number of police officers and sheriff's deputies. And I will tell you, for the first time in 10 years, we have a net increase in sheriff's deputies. And for the first time in 7 years, we are going to add more police officers than we are going to lose. We still have a long way to go. We're still 500 officers short in PD, but crime across the city is down 30%. Crime in Union Square in the financial district is down 40%. And that's really important for all of us in every neighborhood, because over 40% of our revenue, tax revenue, comes from downtown. And it used to be more than 50%. It drives Muni. It drives our ability to hire police officers. And so we need downtown to come back so that our neighborhoods
and tourism
can come back.
too.
And tourism.
San Francisco was one of the really
it's happening back.
high-demand-
We're winning conventions back. Convention bookings are up 50% year over year. Hotel bookings are up over 50% year over year. We have Super Bowl 60 coming. We have World Cup coming.
FIFA.
Laver Cup at Chase Center with all the greatest players in the world coming to
And
San
then
Francisco.
Tech Conference is coming back. Yeah.
I mean, their Workday is having their conference. We have Dreamforce in a couple of weeks. San Francisco's on the rise.
In the rise. Yeah. Everyone should come back to San Francisco.
Let's go.
Let's talk
And
about
we want you to be able to live here.
yeah. I mean, I never left in San Francisco. Grew up here.
Me too.
I think at the end, why this zoning is important for San Francisco the next few years and the next 50 years and next 100 years.
Yeah.
Why?
This family zoning plan is incredibly important so that we maintain local control. If we don't get this passed, the state is going to come in and take over, and then we lose all of our power in deciding what gets built and where. By the end of January 2026, San Francisco, the city and county, has to present a plan. This plan that we have presented that is on the table has been okayed by Sacramento, and it is really going to help us create more affordable housing in San Francisco. We are going to protect our small businesses, and we're going to protect the character of our neighborhoods as well.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.